Here we have the Chicken Coop build. This is the part where I will be putting in the nesting boxes for the coop. As you can see, got my window all nice and trimmed out. I did go with the casement window, so you just crank the handle and it opens and closes, seals real nicely. As you can see here, I was also messing here with the cutout that I had for the nesting boxes. I already had these kind of cut, so they really kind of been hanging there a little bit. And as you can see, the girls are taking the run out there as I've opened up a new doorway to heaven. So as you see, I have this set up for 3 cutouts for the 3 nesting boxes. I have a total of a certain number of chickens, but as you know, a lot of them will share a nesting box, or all of them will stuff into one and use that same one. I've heard people have enough boxes for each chicken, but the chickens will only use one and the others just stay unused. So you really don't need a whole lot of nesting boxes for a certain number of chickens. I think for a good ratio, I think it's 3 or 4 to 1. So if you got it, let's say if you've got 12 chickens, then you really only need about 3 nesting boxes. Or say you have, if you have 4 chickens, you really just need 1 nesting box, really. But it's each their own. But I know a lot of cases there have been where people only use a certain number, or they have a certain number of nesting boxes, and the chickens only end up using way less than a certain number, not even 1 for each. So as you can see here, I'm measuring the height on these and make sure I get my cutouts right. I already pre-built these frames for the structural portion of the nesting boxes. I've had these built for a while. I've actually had them sitting on the concrete. They were a little twisted a little bit because the wood wasn't the most perfect, so I was kind of using what I had. I do get a lot of lumber and stuff. A lot of the Britax stuff that we had the big box. I'll grab it and use it, and make do with it. Just a cool tip: if you go and get wood that's kind of curved or not perfect, take and sit it on your garage. If you have a concrete garage floor, set it on there. So you can weight it down, just let it sit. It will literally straighten itself back out. So you can see here, these fit. These were about, I think, 22.5 inches tall on the frame. So I had these using pocket holes, screws. I made pocket holes, and that's how I secure these to hold them in place while I put them together. So as I have these made it to the actual framing of the nesting boxes on the actual coop, as you can see there. As you see here, I'm grabbing my necessary materials. Got my wood glue into your exterior. Then I have my level, my miter box saw. I do make some cuts with the hand saw. And here I'm blowing off any dust, debris, chicken dust from there as I glue each end of the framing, and then I take and just set it in place. Then put in the pocket hole screws. I'm using 2.5-inch coarse pocket hole screws to attach these. And then I ended up following up behind these with a nail, for more. Really, the pocket holes kind of help to kind of hold it there. I did realize that I only made 3 of these for some reason, but yep, we'll see there. Oh, there. This photo shows where I have the bottom attached, and then we move further. My girls are enjoying the nesting box. I got my sides cut out, so it can be a roll away, and then here we are so far. I got my front part put on, and then that's about it for this day. Stay tuned for when I put the top on there.